Joining me right now to discuss this is former Met Police Detective Peter Bleksley. Good afternoon to you, Peter. Thanks for joining us at short notice.
You're very welcome.
What do you make of this decision? Do you think it was the right one?
Well, I'd also like to add that on my CV is former close protection operative.
Ah, yes.
I've worked in the commercial sector as a bodyguard, to apply the common title. And quite frankly, this is going to be a crushing blow to Prince Harry. And I think we are going to see him on these shores very, very rarely. And the reason being is that private close protection security for both him, his wife, his children, his home or homes, if he has more than one, is eye-wateringly expensive.
Yeah.
As is the protection rightfully afforded to our royal family.
Yeah. It's not just having a couple of blokes going with you. It's 24/7. You need 3 different shifts, number of different people. They need to have accommodation. I mean, you're into huge sums very quickly.
Absolutely astonishing. At the very minimum, you'll need 2 shifts, 2 12-hour shifts. Operatives need to be suitably rewarded for not only the hours they work, but the risk that they take and the danger they may potentially face, and their expertise, their training, and the expensive process to go through to get licensed. And at the very minimum, you need 3 fully staffed vehicles: an advance car, the car in which your principal, the person you're protecting, travels, and of course, a backup team. It is shockingly expensive. And part of the reason that protection expenses are never shown in terms of the cost of the royal family to the nation every year is because it would be a staggering figure. And whilst we've heard large numbers that apparently Harry and Meghan have earned from various broadcasters and streaming sources and the such like, that money will go in a relative blink of an eye if they want close protection.
Although they do have to pay for it in the States, don't they? But given that he didn't have a choice about being born into the royal family. People say, well, he chose to leave the royal family. Well, he didn't. He's still the king's son, just as Prince William is. Although he's not direct heir to the throne, he is, he is still a target. We know that. He must be. But also, he fought in Afghanistan, which makes him an extra big target. I mean, I find it extraordinary that the authorities think that he's not.
I applaud him for his service to the country. Of course, I think that's incredibly laudable and a wonderful thing to do. But to a certain extent, he's made his bed, so he's got to lie in it. And this decision clearly says today, if he comes to the UK, he will not be afforded state-funded police protection. And that is going to be a considerable issue for him, I think. That is why we will see him very rarely on these shores. But as much as they might have earned huge sums of money, the protection they are afforded in the States is likewise incredibly expensive, and 24/7, 365 close protection that will keep you safe is the preserve of billionaires and royalty and prime ministers. It will be way beyond their means in a very short space of time because, of course, they are a couple of very limited talents, and the dirge that they put out is not going to afford them lifelong close protection for them and their kids.
No, that is certainly true. It is the case. We don't know whether he's going to challenge again. I mean, again, this is a man who's launched, 10 different lawsuits in the last few years, various related to his own privacy and hacking and police protection. But the discomfort of a royal prince bringing a case against a government and a decision of an executive sort of government committee like this is all rather uncomfortable. But again, the thing I find bizarre is that when he arrives for, say, the coronation or the Queen's funeral, he gets given protection. And he was given a police escort, was he not, when he arrived to visit the King, when he was after he was diagnosed with cancer and it was made public, and he dashed in and had those 30 minutes with the King. He was raced through the airport, raced to the King and the King's side, and then taken back, just back again. Why does he get security for that, but he doesn't on another occasion? Well, what's the difference?
Well, because, of course, the Metropolitan Police close protection teams that look after His Majesty and other significant royals do not want some untrusted, untested, potentially 2-bob, 2-bit team of security guards coming up to and being in the close presence of the king. It makes sense to temporarily give him protection that can be trusted and relied upon and is armed. Because, of course, private companies in the UK are not allowed to carry firearms.
Which has always been Prince Harry's concern, that he can't bring his own armed protection from America. Peter Bleksley, so appreciate your... you say you can?
No, absolutely not. No,
okay, I was just jumped. I missed that. Really appreciate you joining us, not just a former Met detective, but close protection officer, bringing your expertise. Thank you, as always, for that, Peter.